It's like LeBron James doing the Orton. Hold on. Yeah. This is the SummerSlam 2012 preview / predictions with me, Justin from the Tree of Woe Show.
What's up?
Whoa. I was about to say in this empty chair, but the chair was never empty. The chair was just unoccupied at the time. Think about that while you know.
A chair is not a chair.
Unless someone is sitting in it. That's the remix.
All right, what's up? Haven't been here for a minute?
1 minute.
All right, let's get this started.
We're going to start off the predictions. And, these are just the announced ones. I forgot, I didn't remember if this one was announced, but it is. Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz defending against Rey Mysterio. Go.
I'm going to go with Rey here, even though The Miz just got it. This one actually I like because it's like, what are they going to do with this? Because I feel like they hot shot it to The Miz because of the whole thing that was going on with Rhodes. So I don't think the plans were to have The Miz carry this. He can go feud for the big belt and then be fine. Rey kind of needs this to help solidify it with the youngsters who don't really know the whole IC title's history or anything like that. But if their boy Rey was wearing it, people are going to be like, oh yeah, IC title. And then it gets a perfect opportunity to put someone like Barrett back in there and bring the barrage or whatever and then have him feud over it and maybe use that to build him up. Because as much as people don't like hot-shotting on the titles, if it's happening and it's built the right way, a 2-month reign by Rey here would be perfect for both of them. Because it would help get Barrett up there at basically the upper mid-card with this IC title. And it gives SmackDown more of a reason to watch.
Boom. I am not taking Rey Mysterio for reasons he said. The Miz got it at Raw 1000, so he hasn't even had a pay-per-view defense yet. But at the same time, you got to remember, the IC title doesn't get many pay-per-view defenses, and are they just putting it on the pay-per-view because they're in Los Angeles and Rey Mysterio is loved by the masses in Los Angeles?
You said that was a weird way to say Mexicans.
Huh?
That was a weird way to say Mexicans.
Mexicans with two A's.
Booyaka!
They're close enough to San Diego. So, Rey, SummerSlam last year, Rey was in that little opening tag team match with The Miz, actually. And the crowd said, ha-ha, we love this guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Mexican accent, Spanish accent at all, but they love this guy.
Which, at the same time, would be perfect for them to shoot over
heel
to him.
heat, or more heel heat on The Miz, because they actually care about Rey Mysterio there. Exactly. You go to Chicago, people want to see Rey Mysterio lose, see Money in the Bank. But here, they love him. So, it's either way. It's why would they put an IC title match on the card when they never do, unless it's to have this guy that the crowd loves take it, or if they're really trying to build The Miz up, it's a better way to get heat because, he beat Christian or whatever, and everyone was like, whatever. But if you beat Rey Mysterio where they love Rey Mysterio,
it's like beating Punk in Chicago.
Yeah, maybe not to that extreme, but it's the basis of it. Yeah. So that's why I'm taking The Miz, just because WWE has shown that, they like having people have the belts longer now. Even Santino, he never defends it, but he's still the champ for a long time. Will he be after the... I hope he loses in the pre-show, just because, one of these times, the person that... The champion has to lose at some point, or else it's it defeats the purpose of watching the pre-show if you know what's going to happen every time. So one of these times... And this is a perfect time because no one cares about this title. Yeah. It's a perfect time to say, oh, Cesaro won on the pre-show. We actually counts because a lot of people, I'm sure, like myself, are like, that's just, there to fill time. Nothing ever's going to... It's like the house show of the thing. You're like, whatever. But yeah, I am taking The Miz, for those reasons I just said. Next match, oh, man. Tag Team Championship match. R-Truth and Kofi Kingston against the Primetime Players. I'll go first this time. I want Primetime Players to win. But knowing the past, there's 2 matches that I look at the past and make my decision. One is a little bigger scale than this one, but I will not believe the past in the Brock Lesnar Triple H match. Stay tuned for that later.
Stay tuned.
I will not be fooled by the past. But in this one, I'm going to give in to the past, and I'm going to say, unfortunately, Abraham Washington's whole ideal will cost the Primetime Players here. It would be a nice story if they give them a little, pat on the back, hey, man, sorry for, it wasn't your fault that you said that. You guys are doing good. Keep going. I unfortunately don't think the WWE is going to be that considerate. I see Kofi and R-Truth retaining for that reason.
Yeah. I think at this point, though, is where they have the most attention.
Oh, yeah, because
that's why I'm picking
this is their time. Yeah.
Exactly, because everyone's like, oh, yeah, AWPTPers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's getting more traction than anything they actually had done.
Yeah.
And they didn't stand up for A-Dub.
No, they really didn't.
Like, there wasn't anything like, oh, man.
Which you could look at as, that's a bitch move. And I think that's smart. Like, what are they going to get from complaining?
And WWE has to look at that and say, you know what? If we reward them for doing this, when other shit goes down, we have this precedent where it's like, well, they did it the right way and they got rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Don't do things the wrong way. That's why I'm picking them here. Plus, I feel like there's no, I don't know. I like Kofi, and I don't really like R-Truth anymore.
Mm.
The whole little Jimmy thing, it got old because there was no. It's been the same for a while.
Yeah, I liked the heel little Jimmy thing more than when he turned face, and all of a sudden it turned into like
an imaginary friend.
Yeah, imaginary friend, to where little Jimmy was the little kid. Is like
like a conspiracy.
Yeah, I loved that, and then he turned face, and it just went south for me.
How did he turn face?
He got hurt because the Miz attacked him, and then he came back and started beating up the Miz.
Oh.
It's when he got suspended. Miz got that beat down, and then he came back So you're picking the primetime players for the reason I hope the primetime players win. But again, I'm going off history, and I don't have faith that WWE is nice guys.
I'm going off heart right now. And there's
heart?
Nobody with more heart than Titus O'Neil.
Because he is unstoppable. We don't want to get fired off YouTube. We don't want to get fired off YouTube. We apologize.
Wait, if they keep WJ around, we can say stuff.
Yeah! WJ. Keep saying stuff so we know we can.
Yep. WJ.
The Attitude Era fucking suck.
Yeah, AW. He is the Attitude Era personified, motherfuckers.
I love it so much.
He raped the girl in Colorado and blamed Kobe.
That's exactly right. The whole Attitude Era did. They were all there.
Everybody. Austin.
WWE 13 universe, or the little mode when you go through the Attitude Era. Kobe Bryant hotel room. Let's see. But we're going into a match that I don't know if you're excited about, but you have to be more excited than if it's not Charlie Sheen. Will he be there? We'll talk about that.
If it's Paulie D,
Daniel Bryan versus Cain. Go.
Picking my boy D. Bryan here.
Mm-hmm.
He has to win at some point.
He really does.
Because he doesn't have the name value of Chris Jericho.
Not yet.
And that's why Jericho can lose.
All the time.
That's why people like Jericho can lose and put guys over. There's no reason to have... Daniel Bryan losing isn't putting the other guy over at this point.
Mm.
Like, Punk didn't go to the next level after beating Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Sheamus didn't go to the next level. Sheamus went down after beating Daniel Bryan and getting the belt.
He really did.
So, at some point you have to realize, well, maybe at this point, he needs to be going over other people so that way he grows more. Because he has heat, but that heat doesn't transfer to anyone else but him. And he's my boy.
Yeah, it's true.
Pick with my hawk.
Yeah. I'm picking Cain because although I want Daniel Bryan to win this match, because he's hilarity ensued, he is hilarity personified, I mean.
Vintage.
I don't think the Charlie Sheen thing was for nothing, unfortunately. And I think that while they couldn't convince him to do a match, A, because he probably couldn't, and B, because it was too much money, I'm pretty sure, they could pay him enough to have a little Hugh Jackman little run-in sort of thing. And because AJ is going to be involved, and I'm pretty sure AJ is going to screw Daniel Bryan again. And it's like going to be the whole Punk Bryan thing again, but with Cain replacing CM Punk. It's going to be a little weirder, but it's going to be around, and Daniel Bryan's more pissed off. I'm scared for that. But I think Cain is going to win for all those reasons, and because Daniel Bryan is just like stuck in no man's land. He had a really good match with Orton on SmackDown, though. Watched that this morning. But yeah, I'm just picking Cain just because all the signs point towards Cain. So I'm going to go with the obvious pick here because he is the obvious one. Sometimes you just gotta not. Because I'm one that I always try to it's too obvious, so it's going to be Daniel. But we know it's too obvious, so it's going to be Cain. But
you're in your head too much.
Yeah, exactly.
To pick what they're going to do.
So I'm just picking Cain.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with what my little cousins do. Cain's bigger. Good point, Bryce. But yeah, I'm taking Cain. He's taking D. Bryan.
I feel like young Dev would pick D. Bryan.
Yeah.
Dev's the man.
Oh man. Did he? He hasn't picked yet. My bad. But Bryce did. Bryce picked Daniel Bryan. What? Oh, Logan picked. Oh, my bad. Bryce. Shout out to Bryce for picking Daniel Bryan.
He don't watch us.
No. But listen. Ooh. Match I am looking forward to. Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho.
Whoop. You go first on this one.
These are my boys. Listen to me. the thing that it's just like Chris Jericho. I'm picking Dolph Ziggler, but it's like it's so built up to where Jericho could win. Like, you can't win the blah, 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 blah. And in any other case, you're like, oh yeah, that dude's gonna get his big moment at but Jericho, I don't think really cares at all.
Yeah.
This is built up so perfect. You can't win. You can't win. Oh, Ziggler went over on him on the last SmackDown, so that means Jericho's gonna win. I really don't think so, because Jericho does not care. If you've seen his DVD, he like he said, he's like, my name is always gonna be there. I don't need to win every match. Triple H. People are going to remember I'm good. They're going to love me. They're going to cheer.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to win this match. He came back to put over CM Punk. He did. Yeah. And then he said he thought he was going to be working with Sheamus, but they're like, hey, you're working with Dolph. And he's like, sweet. I'll do whatever I have to do to make him look good. So it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so obvious. Like, the crowd's going to want to see Dolph get just destroyed. And you're like, oh, yeah, he's finally. But I don't think so.
Yeah.
But then again, and you're like, Dolph's the Money in the Bank winner. Not that stopped him at last year's SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan, but whatever. Good work there at WWE. But, I mean,
that match should have ended when he hit that
was pretty sick.
Crazy pin.
I mean, I was down with Wade Barrett because
I
was cool because I like Wade Barrett. But, yeah, weird decision. So it's not like an automatic, well, he's the Money in the Bank winner, so he'll win. But I think Dolph Ziggler needs this win. He doesn't have a huge victory over a guy like Chris Jericho. Even when people, Chris Jericho loses all the time. Yeah, but people still know who Chris Jericho is. It doesn't matter what he did right in these past couple months. It's Chris Jericho. Like, come on. So I'm picking Dolph Ziggler. Yes.
I am also picking Dolph. Basically everything he said.
Dolphin.
And because I'm going to think a little bit like what I would do in the situation here.
Mm-hmm. Pink Dolphin.
I'd have them go with the little handshake angle. Like, oh wow, yeah, well you earned the respect of Chris Jericho after the win.
Oh, and after he wins.
Yeah, after Dolph wins, and the crowd's gonna go wild. Swerve. Jericho comes out after the World Heavyweight Championship match, and doesn't matter who wins, and then comes out with two guys, they beat the shit out of the winner, and then Dolph goes in there, and then he calls out Dolph Micro and says, Dolph, come here. Cash in. And Dolph cashes in.
Jericho helps.
Yeah, and then boos aplenty would flourish in. And then it'd be like, not only did Jericho make him by winning, but Jericho put him in a position to where he made him the champ.
That'd be glory.
Yeah. Hopefully they're watching us right now. WWE.
You guys, you have a day. You have about almost 24 hours. Get this in the books.
Screw the match plans you got. Screw the long-term stuff you got. If you're going to cash out, cash in, do it this way. Use Mason Ryan. Use another big guy.
Ryback. No,
not Ryback. Somebody
another big guy.
Bring up Chris Hero. Let's have Chris Hero elbow people in the face.
In the face.
Yep. Anyway, that's how I do it. We got to roll with Dolph here.
Yep.
We have respect for Chris Jericho.
Obviously.
Anybody but Jericho here, we'd be like,
he's obviously going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win. We want him to win.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we want Jericho. It's like we want him to pursue what he wants to pursue.
Yeah, it's like I love both. If Jericho ends up winning, I'm not going to be mad because I know Dolph Ziggler is going to look good even if he loses, so I don't really care. But I'm just pumped to see this match. These are two dudes like
they can go.
This is like the first because Jericho's one of my favorite guys from the old like Rock Cena. It was cool because but I didn't like the other guy.
Yeah.
This one it's a guy I loved then and a guy I love now against each other. Like if Rock and Punk were to happen. So this is dope.
Or Jericho Punk.
Oh yeah.
But that was over.
But that was like
everything, and that was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that I was as excited for that match as I am for this one. That one just didn't turn out as much as I wanted it. It's still good, but I have very high hopes for this one. I'm just trying to see a code breaker. Dolph Ziggler just says, "Whoa!" does a backflip out of the ring off a code breaker. Yeah. But yeah, so we're both picking Dolph here. Going on to the final three matches. First, the World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio. You've seen this going on SmackDown. The match was off, then it was on again, and he stole his car, and they beat the crap out of a fake policeman. And then Booker T finally said, listen, you can have the match again, player.
Since when is beating up cops and stealing cars a face thing to do?
This one is stealing cars and being PG. You can steal a car if you can get away with it, fella.
I'm just borrowing it. I'm going to return it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Good. That's the message we deliver to little kids.
I hated that so much, Jerry Lawler. You're just borrowing the cars. Stop talking. Ugh. But this one, okay, you first, because I went first last time. This one's hard for me.
I'm going Sheamus. There's no reason to give it to Del Rio.
Yeah.
Del Rio doesn't. He's not going to benefit by beating Sheamus hot shot right now.
Yeah.
Because there's no momentum for Del Rio right now. Because he's not even going. It's not like he's not. It's like he's not even going over at all. And Sheamus is the dominant one. So Sheamus is here, and a fluke victory by a heel who's a submission guy, doesn't really get what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, see Sheamus tapping out. So
it'd have to be dirty, and I don't really want that to happen.
It'd have to be real dirty. He's not tapping out. That would be like knocked out pin, because Sheamus doesn't stay down.
Yeah.
But
oh well. I mean, at some point, they give us all this stuff. This Sheamus character sucks. Sheamus actually is not that bad in the ring. The Sheamus character is absolutely awful.
The reason I'm not complaining, like at Money in the Bank, I did not enjoy this match at all. But the reason I'm not complaining about this match is because it's like the fourth match on the list of things I'm looking forward to at SummerSlam. So like,
they can have.
I'm not going to complain. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about the fifth most cared about match in my eyes. But I actually am liking. I like this build up a lot more than I did Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Even though it makes a lot of it doesn't make any sense, but they're actually acting like it's important. And I like Del Rio a lot more now because they always have Del Rio loses the pay-per-view, comes out the next week on Raw, super aggressive, and then he falls off. He stayed super aggressive at least. Like, he's been freaking out every week, so I could, at least they were consistent with it. But I thought about this one, but then I thought, no, Sheamus is going to get his revenge because Del Rio attacked him. He's going to get his, there's no, like, the way Sheamus has been built, it wouldn't make any sense to have him get destroyed, arm wrapped up, hurt so bad they like canceled the match, and then I want to do it, and then lose. Like, it's just not the way Sheamus was built. So we're both going with Sheamus there. I actually don't know what the main event's going to be. I assumed Brock Triple H, but I actually heard on, the dirt sheets they're thinking about making it the WWE title. Whether I believe that or not, I don't know.
I wouldn't do it just because you don't want what happened at WrestleMania 19?
18.
18, yeah.
Yeah, because realistically, Brock Triple H is the whole video package.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's on that piece of paper over there, if people don't want to see Brock Lesnar at the end of the show, so if he has to win, we're not going to be the main event. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you want Punk's gripes to make sense?
Yeah.
Show the gripes right here.
Exactly.
You can't be like, I'm not the end of the show, and have people only look back. People won't look back.
That's a good point.
You got to plant. They planted the seeds, and the seeds could go here when Punk lays out Brock, setting up Night of Champions matchup.
It could happen. So we'll talk about the WWE title first, because we'll go in order of what we think is logical.
Yeah.
CM Punk versus John Cena versus The Big Show. I'll go first. Wait, yeah, it's my turn. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But
I want you to anger the show.
I am picking. It's so easy to pick Cena. It's so easy to pick Cena, but I'm not going to do it. Only because.
You have a soul.
I have a soul, and
you aren't 12.
Night of Champions is in Boston, Massachusetts. He's on the cover. He's going to win it in his hometown, is what I'm saying. But I'll give this one to Punk because of the storyline just happened.
Yeah.
It's like if he's like all of a sudden, and then it would just bug me that's like all of a sudden he's heel kind of guy, and all of a sudden he loses. Like he was and then he lost. So I'm going with Punk. Literally because I just think Cena's going to win it in his hometown. So, but again, if Cena wins, I will not be surprised. If Big Show wins, pants off. We haven't had a pants off moment in a while, so.
Pants off official?
Official.
Snap.
Big Show, don't do it. Go.
All right, I'm going to go with Punk here. I like myself to believe Punk's going to hold on. Because it doesn't make as much sense.
I feel like this will give it a good aura if you're talking with this in the background.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't make as much sense to have Punk lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the stuff Punk's been doing and all that. It's like it's like in a television show, like let's say One Tree Hill.
Okay.
All right.
Throwing it out there.
If you just keep building up towards something and hint, and not even hint, if you have Luke be like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'd do in that situation, and the situation never comes up again, what the fuck was the whole hinting for?
See?
Like, why would you have...
Why foreshadow nothing that happens in a scripted show?
Yeah, we get it, it's scripted. You should build out that and give us...
Foreshadowing should mean something.
Yeah, especially when it's as blatant as him laying out the rock. That's $1 million concept right there.
Yeah.
You're looking at a company with tanking stocks, abysmal earnings, spread too thin, trying to show cross-platform ability, trying to get a viable WWE Studios thing up, all of that. And you're sitting there on CM Punk, who is a gold mine because he is CM Punk, and he is somebody who transcends wrestling into he breaks every single wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cena, you're like, okay, wow, that guy's cool, whatever. Why would I watch him on Letterman, though? He's going to say the same thing he says everywhere else.
Hustle, loyalty, respect.
Yeah.
I love the kids.
Yeah, exactly. There could be all that stuff going on and all of that. But, oh yeah. Okay, never mind. No, never mind, not to you guys. But why, like Punk, you have a guy who can talk, who can wrestle, and who's different, and who can stand up and be about something and get people behind it who aren't technically the ones you cater to and who are the ones who are kind of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just saying, oh, adults, let me get a kid show. There's kids out there who aren't, I'm going to be John Cena. There's kids out there who will watch Batman, like, I want to be Batman. And they turn on WWE and CM Punk's the closest thing to it.
Believe it or not, there are a lot of kids with Punk shirts in the crowd.
Yeah. Like, he didn't outsell Cena by luck and because neckbeards like me and him bought it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a neckbeard right now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Someday.
You know, it's not like the internet's out there, oh yeah, we like Punk.
Yeah.
And then we're the only ones. Like, people enjoy Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Punk, like, people talk about, oh, Punk doesn't get ratings. There's all this different rating stuff. You can't worry about that.
Yeah, they acted like my tout lost viewers. You kidding me?
What?
That's what I said. It said, in between the contract signing and the car, lost 20,000 viewers.
20,000 people did not
want to see me.
They saw you and they said.
All I'm saying is, it was they saw the first guy and they said, nah.
Yeah.
They saw me, they came back.
Yeah. They lost 6,000, 40,000 came back.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That doesn't make sense at all. What's the turnout they would see?
Yeah, exactly. The ratings make no sense.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Fuck ratings.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're going to be on TV either way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ratings, like, look at ratings, big deal, big deal. No, they're going to get shit. They're going to get shit on by Monday Night Football again.
Yep, it's that time, folks.
They're going to get shit on by How Much Your Mother. The thing is, will they get people to buy their merchandise, show up to their shows, and actually care? Yeah, Punk is your moneymaker because you can put him against guys. You can do Punk Brock. You can do Punk Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You can do Punk Taker.
You could.
You can, let's see, yeah.
Punk Austin, if he ever gets healthy. That's like
Punk
the big
Sheamus.
Punk Michaels, if Shawn Michaels ever wants to come out.
Yeah, exactly. All these guys.
He fits so many molds.
And you haven't seen it before.
It's either Punk Michaels, great wrestling match. Punk Austin, contrasting. Punk Rock, completely contrasting. Punk Lesnar, the UFC guy against the Marshall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like he has a different story. Like it fits everything.
And you haven't seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the big names. Like you've seen Triple H
versus everybody.
Yeah.
You've seen Rock.
Basically, Triple H versus Brock.
That's like the last.
That you go back to Brock's last match. Triple H and John Cena are close to the same.
Yeah.
Triple H is better technically, but we're not going to see technical. You're going to see a slugfest because you're not going to be able to see like the masterpiece using all these different holds and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a different thing that you might as well should see if it works. Because if it works, you can roll out at Survivor Series Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar with no build, and that could still be your second to last match on the card, and people will buy the shit out of that. That's why I gotta go with Punk here. You can't take the wind out of Punk sails at this point.
Yep. Moving on.
I mean, they will.
To what we are billing as. Actually, there's no more matches.
Wait, hold on.
I think there's one more match. I don't remember what it is.
Let me look at this SummerSlam card.
No, see, that is not. That match actually got canceled. It didn't have. It's not happening.
What?
They showed all those commercials, and then they said
They showed commercials.
Kidding. A lot of them, and then in the last commercial they said psych.
We've used this joke too many times. Like we've made that joke for the past as often as they've shown the promos.
Okay, you go first. I'll just put this here just in case people want to know what we support in this match.
All right. So, at what point has the man ever been the good guy? Triple H is the man.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar's tried to use his free market capitalism and get as much as he could, and Triple H said, "No, you're going to take advantage from me. You're going to take advantage of the WWE and all these people." No, we want to see him. We don't. We've seen
you enough.
Yeah, Oh, I don't care about your. I'm not a shareholder. I'm not any of that stuff. I don't care about company interests. I don't care how many people he hurts. I want to see Brock Lesnar. So give us Brock Lesnar and have him win.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't make. It just doesn't make sense that they have Brock Lesnar as the heel here.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
I mean, the guy's an ass-kicking machine. No one wants. Who watches Rambo and goes, "This Rambo guy is too dangerous"?
He gives a completely different feeling to any show he's on. Like I was saying, WrestleMania, The Rock came out. I said, "Oh my gosh, it's The Rock! I'm pumped." Yeah. Extreme Rules, I said, John Cena is about to get his ass kicked when Brock Lesnar's music hit. Yeah. He gives you a completely different feeling inside of you, like, oh boy,
yeah,
this is about to get real.
Like guys like him,
they don't come along very often.
No,
the pure like realism and like authenticity of he's proved it. Yeah. Like okay, this dude is no joke.
Like you look at the whole Monster era, like, oh yeah, these guys were so tall. You want to know who Kevin Nash is in 2012?
Not him.
No, I'm gonna say Kevin Nash that actually drew. He didn't actually draw. No. This is our generation's Andre the Giant.
Yeah, because you saw
our generation's Hulk Hogan. You can turn him heel. We're still gonna cheer for him.
Yep.
And his gimmick is he's going to go out there and he's going to kick ass. You know what you're going to get.
It's going to be a good time.
Brock's not going to go out there and wrestle a ladder match against anybody and then do backflips off the ladder.
He's tried. He did Shooting Star Press. Didn't work. He tried.
Yeah. Well, that was if you would have hit that would have been the best match of the 21st century.
Pretty sure he would have been everyone's favorite wrestler.
Yeah. Anyway, I got to go with Brock here because I feel like they need to go with Brock here as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone with that a lot, which is pretty good that they've given me a vested interest.
Yeah.
The vested interest isn't what they're going for with this one.
Yeah, I'm pumped for SummerSlam. Like, I don't know if you guys, I'm like excited. Like, I've been excited for a while. Like, Money in the Bank, this will be cool. I'm like excited for SummerSlam.
I just want,
for many reasons, but
I just want for that match, they lower the lights around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
They lower the lights on the ramp. And you just see it feels like a UFC fight where it's just a spotlight on the ring.
They have that's what they do for Laker games, and we're in that arena, so just do that.
Exactly.
But again, this is another one of those matches where I said, I don't know if I want to go with my heart or my brain, because Night of Champions last year, we both went with our heart, even though our brains was telling us no, but our mind was telling us yes. Triple H always wins. Brock Lesnar doesn't care. He just wants to get money. So you would think, easy, Triple H is going to win. But for some reason, I won't do it. I'm picking Brock Lesnar. Because, A, I want him to win. B, I want to believe that Triple H isn't as bad as he is. And it's kind of, and another reason is sort of the WrestleMania thing. Even though the WrestleMania, it would have made sense if John Cena won, to where this, I don't see how Triple H winning makes sense other than he's a jackass. But who are we building this around? Obviously, they put him on the cover because people out of wrestling are going to say, I know that guy. UFC fans are going to say, oh, sick, Brock Lesnar. Because most UFC fans used to be wrestling fans. And they're going to say, oh, Brock's wrestling. And he's fighting Triple H. I recognize that name. They wouldn't put his face everywhere if they weren't building it towards,
They wouldn't spend the advertising dollars if they didn't think Brock Lesnar
is the draw. It's like The Rock. If people, they said, oh, okay, so then you get, all these random people that know The Rock and everything. Why make The Rock lose? It's the same thing. If you're billing him, obviously you think a lot of people are watching for him. Why make him lose, except for that it's Triple H, and people will be tuning in, but they will remember me defeating Brock Lesnar.
Well, think about this, though. For Night of Champions, was that...
Please win.
Was the whole Punk Triple H thing really the number one, I don't even remember what they were advertising for that. Or, because that was that was almost a filler pay-per-view, and this is legitimately their
second SummerSlam.
One. Yeah, third biggest.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Rumble over it.
Yeah, but it's I really want Brock Lesnar to win, but it's one of those things I've always talked about where I prepared myself for Triple H, because Night of Champions, I completely, in my mind, would not accept the idea that Triple H was that bad. So when he lost,
you can watch our video.
So when Triple H won, it was devastating.
You can watch that video too.
I have come to the realization that Triple H probably will win. It's just like WrestleMania. I convinced myself Cena was going to win, so that if it happened, it wouldn't be as bad, and if it didn't, I'd be even more excited. This is where I am with this. I've accepted that Triple H is going to win. So if he loses, laps around the house. Just saying.
Laps around the house, yep.
But
take us home.
Those are our predictions. I want to hear, we'll read your or make video responses. Send them to us. We never asked for those, but you can do it.
Oh, SummerSlam is going to be our full year anniversary.
SummerSlam is going to be our full year anniversary, so make video responses about SummerSlam, and we will put them.
Tree and Woe Show turns 1.
Yeah, Tree and Woe Show turns 1. TOWS Uno. We're going to change our name to that, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's our 1 year. Our 1 year date already happened. It was the 14th, but that doesn't matter. This is what they're giving us for our 1 year as YouTube people. So shout out to Brock. But yeah, so make video responses or just type what you think. Talk about what we said. Tell us what you think.
Shout out to BYWC.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the black YouTube wrestling community and the white ones, not as much. But hey.
And Chase Oliver.
Because I'm about to do a fantasy draft with all those guys. Go Pikachu. But leave your comments, like, subscribe. The quest to 700.